Okay, let's talk about this video. Bassem Youssef, he schooled this guy Chris Cuomo for straight 10 minutes. I would say even more than that because the video is longer than the one I will be showing you in a second. But he got schooled. Take a listen.
What's happening is genocide. And if you don't like the word genocide, how about too much killing? We can say the extreme.
Well, they're very different things. And here's why I don't like genocide. We both know if the Israeli army wanted to kill as many people as they can, there'd be no people left there.
Let's do. Here's the thing. Listen. I actually, one of the things the exercise that I try to do is I try to see things from Israeli point of view. I understand that there's like a lot of anti-Semitism. Like there's a lot of anti-Semitism. There's a lot of people hate us, and that's why we need to kill as many Hamas people, and we need to eradicate Hamas. There's a collateral damage. We can't do anything about it. But I don't think that's enough, because when all of this, like so far, 40,000 people killed. Those people have families, who have children that will be alive, right? Those people, do you think they will love Israel anymore?
No.
So they will be hating Israel.
New generation of enemies.
So what should we do? Israel should kill those people too. And when Israel is comfortable enough with killing as many people and taking as much land, and it's safe, you will have another problem. You will have all of the Arab countries and the Muslim countries around. Do you think they will love Israel? No. So you eliminate and kill those countries too. And then by the time that Israel is comfortable enough with as much land and as much people that they kill, you will have a bigger problem. You have all of these white people in colleges that are against Israel. That's a lot of anti-Semitism. So they go and they're killed. And the thing is, we will only be safe.
But they've never acted on that instinct anywhere.
We will only be safe if Israel is safe, and Israel will be safe if all of us are dead.
But
absolutely, he just nailed it. He just nailed it, guys. He just nailed it. Israel is only going to be safe once we are all dead, including students at the universities in the States. This is the reality of it. They are never going to be happy. And Bassem Youssef, he nailed it. The way he said it, Chris Cuomo had no rebuttal. He said, I don't believe this is genocide. Chris Cuomo, he said, this is what he said. And then Bassem Youssef was like, okay, so you don't believe in genocide. Okay, that's fine. But what we are seeing is much bigger than genocide. It is going to be an annihilation of the entire population on the face of the earth just so that Israel can be saved. Amazing.
That's never happened. If anything, a history that Israel is struggling with right now in its relationship with the United States is that the United States has consistently stopped them from fighting back against their enemies.
How can you say that they stopped them? They stopped them by sending them $26 billion and
right now
our ammunition.
They're slowing
That's a
down.
Great way.
They're slowing down weapons. Bassem, let's talk about the United States for a second.
Yes, please.
If you had American hostages, the way Hamas has the hostages that they won't give back, even though that would be their best leverage move, give the hostages back. Any killing that happens after that, you obviously have high ground. And say, why are you doing this? We gave you the people back. Now it must just be malice. But they're not giving them back.
So basically,
if they were all Americans, that place would be razed.
I like this discussion.
It would be razed.
What would
he lost this point again. Chris Cuomo, he said, well, Israel is having big problem with the United States. He was caught lying. They do not have any problem. If you think about the weapon shipment that are being delayed or postponed, these things are not slowing down Israel whatsoever. The Biden administration, they are lying to us that we have done something to stop Israel from this aggression, committing this genocide in Gaza. They're absolutely lying. The only inconvenience that they have right now is that the weapon, they're coming few hours later than the scheduled time. Few hours, just for the sake of telling the whole world that we have done something. US is now absolutely lying to us about this whole shipment of this order, and they're trying to portray to the whole world that they are having some problem with Israel, and this is absolutely not true. They are absolutely good friend, and they have no problem whatsoever.
America do. I love that discussion.
Yes.
And I want to
much more than Israel
and
has.
I tell of all of the kids watching us.
Much more than Israel has.
Whenever you are faced with this dilemma,
yes,
what if you have a moral dilemma, always ask yourself, what would America do? Because that is a very impeccable track of foreign wars.
WWAD.
So what should we do next? I mean, if America, what's next? Sending them like chicken pox blankets? I mean, this is what America would do with all of that history, is like taking marriage advice from Henry VIII, like till death do us part.
But it is relative.
It's like taking inclusion tips from the Inquisition.
Yes, but that.
Absolutely, he just is destroying Chris Cuomo. And look at Chris Cuomo. He is so shameless. He did not do his homework at all. And all of a sudden, he finds himself to be lectured by Bassem Youssef, who is bringing all the facts, everything, all the data, and he's quoting sources from Israeli military. He will do that in a second more. Just watch.
Is the state of play. And look, it's not like we're dealing with the Middle East with the most genteel people. I could make a very easy argument that I'm sure you would accept that your home country, Egypt, their border wall with Rafah and Palestine does not speak to brotherhood. You want them out. You don't want more to get in. You don't want more in Egypt. You have not treated the ones that are there as well.
Let's talk about like something that's.
So I don't know about the Arab Brotherhood.
Let's talk about the secondary effect of the killing. I told you this example before. This is like you going in, killing someone in Fifth Avenue, and you're angry at the neighbors for not burying the corpse. You have this. I don't understand. Like, why doesn't Egypt tell them like why don't you stop the killing? That is the question. Okay, I hear the thing. Explain to me, like a 5-year-old who hasn't lost his limbs in Gaza yet, explain to me how...
Don't make me laugh at something happened like that in Gaza.
No, I'll tell you. I will give you a 5-year-old analogy.
Please.
Palestine is like a fishbowl. A fishbowl. It's a lot of fish. It's condensed. There's like so much fish in so little area. And Israel is like the person over that bowl and just like crashing the bowl, killing the bowl, taking the fish anytime. Because we talk about hostages, but we never talk about Palestinian hostages. There are like before October 7th, 5,000 Palestinian hostages in the prison of Israel. Now there's 12,000. Every single day, Israel can go in any house, take the house, burn the land, burn the olive oil, take the people, put them in. Isn't that hostage? That is a hostage situation that's been going on for years. But so Israel can do anything with this fishbowl. At a certain point, Israel is just hovering over that fishbowl. And then at one moment, a fish crazy enough, suicidal enough, will jump from the bowl through the air, bite the pinky of Israel. And Israel like, oh my God, that bitch bit my pinky. My hand was not even in the bowl. And then they go in and they destroy the bowl. And all you can see is Israel pinky. You know what I call this? Tunnel vision.
He is so done. I mean, he is eviscerating this guy, Chris Cuomo. Bassem Youssef is lecturing him. Chris Cuomo has no rebuttal. He cannot say anything in his own defense. So what he does, he's changing his topic from U.S. is not helping Israel, having problem, to genocide, I don't believe in this. So he's hopping on different topic just to save his face. But in reality, we can all see how humiliated, because remember, Chris Cuomo is somebody who denied this genocide, even though Israeli minister, they themselves said we will be committing genocide by cutting off electricity, food supply, and all those. But Chris Cuomo doesn't believe that is a genocide. Well, let's play a little bit more.
Yes, I don't love the analogy because the pinky, I get it. The pinky is not a good analogy to October 7th.
Really?
And no, it's not just
how many civilians were killed on October 7th?
For Israel, let's say it was 800.
373.
Let's say it was they say it was 1,400.
No. Oh, it's amazing that you mentioned the number, because October 7th.
I didn't make it up.
No. You were right. October 7th, the first number that came out was 1,400.
Right.
Then it was revised to 1,200. Then the final was 1,129. 373 of them were civilians.
Right.
56 of them were military and police. So 370. Why do you think the number came down from 1,400 to 1,129?
Because it was inaccurate.
No.
Why?
According to Israeli official, because so many bodies were so burned and so stuck together, they could not distinguish the Hamas fighters from the Israeli hostages, right? So that much fire that burns the body that much, do you think people with machine guns on motorcycle have that kind of fire? No, that was the firepower of tanks and Apache. And according to Israeli witnesses, Israel was a lot, according to a Hannibal directive, if people would like to actually look that up, Israel actually killed many of those hostages on the way out. As a matter of fact, one of the soldiers said, I saw a car running back to the borders, and I know that there were hostages, so I thought of killing everybody instead of taking them hostage. And that is so effective. You understand what this soldier said? He was like, okay, if they are dead, there's no hostages, there's no rescue effort, so now I have saved one shift.
I have saved one shift. Now, one point I want to make mention of here, Chris Cuomo, when he was asked how you do not know the numbers were changed, what happened from 1,400 to 1,129, Chris Cuomo's answer was, the numbers were not accurate. Like, this guy, he's humiliating himself on his show, bringing this guy and getting lectured. This is something unbelievable. Like, the Western media, look at their ignorance. This is, I mean, what Chris Cuomo is doing is a reflection of the Western media journalists. They have no knowledge. A lot of the time, when they have knowledge, they hide it. But most of the time, other times, they have absolutely no knowledge. They are completely ignorant people. They do not have any count. They do not have any touch with reality. They are parroting the lies of their masters all the time.
It's amazing. Basically, like their idea of not negotiating with terrorists is not have anything to negotiate about. And those pictures of cars that were incinerated and burned to a crisp, this is not the fire. And this is another thing that I want you to do, Chris, because nobody talks about this. The Hannibal Directive and how Israel has messed up this has been talked about for months in Israel, and not a single American news person has talked about that.
And this is the reality of the Western media, guys. This is the reality of it. They do not talk about what is happening. They do not care about anybody. They only care about the Zionist interest, and they sometimes call these pro-Palestinian, even though I call them pro-humanity, personalities on their TV shows, and they try to portray, oh, we are giving them platform. Come on, guys, enough of this hypocrisy, this duplicitous character, this duplicitous reporting must be stopped by the Western media.